You're watching Blunt Politics with Boston Brian.
Let's go. Welcome back. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from, wherever you may be. Thank you for joining me. I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics. I hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday so far. Thank you very much again for being here. Let me say hi to the chat. Let's go to the chat real quick. Sue, how are you? Peter S., what's going on? Nancy, Issues Bunny, Andrea, Turpy, thank you for your services, my friend. Jupiter, Judy, Mr. Spark, how are you? Brian, let's go. Leah, let's go. Gino, let's go. I appreciate you guys. Count Dimone, let's go. Leah, how are you? How's everybody been? Everybody have a good Saturday. Everybody have a good Friday. Everybody have a good week at work. Not that that really exists, I don't think, but we got a lot to talk about. Lots going on as we near the election. Donald Trump, again, just continues to not do himself any favors, not do his campaign any favors. J.D. Vance continues to not do the campaign any favors. We got Russia and Ukraine trading blows. I am still, again, just trying to get over the explosion that happened in Toropets. I mean, just obviously one of, if not the biggest explosion in the war to date. It was just a sight to behold. I believe it was about 30,000 tons, the equivalent of 30,000 tons of different North Korean missiles, different Russian missiles that went up in smoke instantly. And it was very nice to see. But again, Russia has made a few strikes since then. Ukraine has struck inside the Crimea since then. So lots to talk about. Make sure you're hopping out of the chat, like and subscribe, share it out to your friends, family, social media, that sort of stuff, because I'm supposed to say that, I guess, on YouTube. But how's everybody doing? Again, mods, appreciate you. Thank you for being here. LWD, thank you for being here. Major Big Buds, let's go. Dexy, Bob, Brian M., let's go. Slava Ukraine, Heroyam Slava. What's happening? Are we happy to see that Trump's stock is finally what we would like to call underwater? In Boston, that's how we would say that in Boston. It's underwater. Officially, what is it at right now, actually? Can it move? I'm not a big stock guy. Can it move? It can't move there on the weekend, right? I think I actually put it in my stock ticker. Right now, it is currently sitting at, let me see if I can put this. Oh, Kirk, thank you so much. Hello from Minnesota. Love you, Brian. You are a grain of sand on a vast beach of resistance to Trumpism. We are with you. Appreciate you, Kirk. Thank you so much, buddy. That was my butchering of a Minnesota accent, if you couldn't tell. Let me see if I can bring you this joy, this absolute joy. Hold on, let's see. Ready? Let's see. Now I'm going to do this. I'll make myself even smaller. Can I make myself small? One of these does. Maybe this one? There you go. Trump stock now currently sits at $13.55. Again, minus 1.15 or 7.82%. How is it down today? Can they move after hours? Or is this just, am I looking at something like that was on Friday? Again, I'm not a big stock guy. Never had that much capital. Yeah, but again, what did this actually, look at the chat on this one. Let's see the last month, last 6 months, last year. Yeah. Unreal. Lots of red going on there. Lots of red, and it's good to see. It's good to see. I mean, again, I think people are starting to finally realize that there's not only is there no value in that stock, not only is there no value in that company, but the exorbitant costs associated with that company, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever that had the valuation that it came out with. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. How it was allowed to happen is beyond me. But again, not going the way Donald Trump wanted to. We also have some, what else do we get to? Oh yeah, early voting. That's what I was going to say. Early voting and in-person voting has commenced in several states. So make sure you're checking your state, their rules, their regulations, to see when your early voting starts, to see when your mail-in ballots went out and that sort of stuff. Very important that you stay on top of that and get your vote in as soon as possible. That way there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Again, if you can do it in person, do it in person. I think that would be the best way to do it. If you can't, no problem. There's many other ways for you to do it. Just make sure that you follow the steps correctly. You're signing what you need to sign, where you need to sign it. Your stamps are in the right spot. Just make sure you do everything correctly as to not give somebody in one of these offices any reason to either dismiss it or send it back, thus causing a delay. Just make sure you're reading the policies and you're up on the fine print of what you need to do, where you need to go, what, where you can vote in your communities. Make sure you already have that plan down, how you're going to get there, who you're going to go with. Maybe you go with a group of people, maybe go with your neighbors or friends or family, somebody that may need a ride. Make sure that, people that are immobile, make sure you're asking them if they have a way to get to the polls, if they have a way to get their vote in, because obviously that's important. Yes, we'll get to Mark Robinson too. I mean, just what an absolute shit show, right? There's just just what a perfect example of Donald Trump's mental decay, right? Of his just inability to pick the right people or associate himself with good people or associate himself with I don't know, upstanding citizens. Somehow it's just every single time, whether it's Jeffrey Epstein, whether it's Puff Daddy with the pictures going around, whether it's any one of his cohorts from his campaign that got wrapped up in the Mueller investigation. Countless, Rudy Giuliani. I mean, the list goes on. Mike Lindell, the whole the whole gaggle of them. You cannot find a better example, I don't think, than the fact that Donald Trump not only spoke so highly of Mark Robinson spoke highly, obviously, of Donald Trump. We have video that we're going to watch of them praising each other. But to have this all of a sudden come out on Mark Robinson to show that clearly Donald Trump does not know the right people, does not know the best people. It's just another stain on Donald Trump's shirt, which is one of many, right next to the ketchup, right next to the Diet Coke, right next to the throw up, right next to the Ritalin and the Adderall that falls out of his nose sometimes, right out of the spit, that falls out of the side of his mouth. Sorry, I don't want to gross you out. We also have a few new, let's see here. Oh, thank you, Ronald. Sent $5 on Cash App. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I think it's money sign Boston Brian 23 on Cash App, and I think my Venmo is up here in the corner. There's also getdemshirts.myshopify.com where you can pick up the latest political Ukrainian mental health awareness merch. I love the stuff that we have on there. Honestly, if it wasn't made by Mel, I would think it was made by a professional design team, honestly. Yeah, she does a fantastic job. Unfortunately, again, the Sunday shows being earlier now it doesn't line up with her being able to be here. She has to work, unfortunately. So, Mel, we miss you. We love you. Thank you for everything you do. Let's see here. Yeah, the whole Mark Robinson story. Hey, B, Berkeley, what's up, brother? Hey, B, missed you last weekend, but back with you today. Always a pleasure. Keep fighting the good fight. As always, Berkeley, appreciate you, dude. Long time. What's up, Wes? Act Blue has a special fund to support the 5 most vulnerable senators. Hopefully, Kamala will give them a little more than so far. Alrighty. Let's see here. But yeah, early voting. Let me see if I can share this tab instead. We go here. I'm going to remove myself. Take you off as much as I love you, brother. How do I get to your account? Oh, there it is. Thank you. Thank you. So this says that early voting has begun in Minnesota, South Dakota, and Virginia. Let's see here. In-person voting begins for the U.S. presidential contest, kicking off a sprint. The AP News here. So like I said, just make sure that you know what's happening in your state when the ballots go out, when in-person voting begins. You don't want to be caught on the back foot and having to rush in there and then make plans with work, take off work, that whole thing. Make sure you got a plan set up. That would be absolutely fantastic. We're also going to be checking in on Trump's, was he in North Carolina? Yeah, he was in North Carolina because Mark Robinson wasn't there, I think for obvious reasons. We also have some Rumble video. We're going to check in on Ukraine. There's just a lot to get to, and chances are I don't get to all of it as usual. But let's start off. What should we start off with? Let's go to let's go to this one. Let's go here. I'm gonna go to this one.
He's been an unbelievable Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. This is Martin Luther King.
These are just some of the the praises and compliments that Donald Trump has given Mark Robinson in the not so recent past. I mean, the not so distant past, I should say.
Steroids. I think you're better than Martin Luther King. I think.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine anybody saying that? How he gets away with this? Like the shit that we forget about. That the things he said. Like, let me see here. I had to add a couple for you guys, just so we know. Just so we can get like this one.
They're just getting acclimated. You know what that means? Acclimated.
No, I don't know what acclimated means. And he said it twice. You know how he said the airports and the Civil Wars? He said that twice in that one. Well, he said it twice in that one too. Right?
No, they're just getting acclimated. You know what that means? Acclimated.
No, again, I don't. Oh, there's this
People
one.
came in illegally from 168 different countries. Most people don't know there's that many countries. There's more than that in the world.
Unreal. Oh, this one.
Eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Jeez, hide your kids. I think he should have said hide your cats. Remember that old viral video? Hide your kids, hide your wife. I think he should have said hide your cats.
And Gavin Newsom is going to sign those papers. And if he doesn't sign those papers, we won't give him money to put out all his fires. And if we don't give him the money to put out his fires, he's got problems. He's a lousy governor.
So what he really means is if I don't fund, the resources that are needed to fight these California wildfires, you will burn. So I thought I'd throw that in there just because probably one of the most dangerous things any presidential candidate has ever said in the history of this country. But, moving on.
I think you are Martin Luther King times 2. Mark Robinson, he's out there. He's fighting. He's a great one.
Excuse me, that would be mini soldier to you, sir. If you're gonna call him out in public, you might as well get his name correct.
I want to thank a very good man, and he's in there fighting. He's fighting, and we know he's a fighter. The next governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson.
Once Republicans elected Donald Trump, the sort of
there's just no easy way to step away from that, right? What did they say? They said Mark Robinson wasn't going to be at the Trump rally because he was sick or something like that. I thought I saw that on the news, but I could be wrong. But he definitely wasn't there, right? And let's just face facts. Had this story not come out, had this continuation of this ridiculous story that is Mark Robinson not been filtering out to the media, he would have been speaking at the Trump rally, right? He would have absolutely been there. He's been at them in the past. Trump loves the guy. We just heard him praise him several times. And in case you don't know, Mark Robinson has been, let's say, outed as somewhat of a freak, not freak offs. Don't get it wrapped up in the whole Diddy thing. This is different. He's been on some porn sites, leaving comments on videos and having further discussions about what he likes, what gets him going, what he's done in the past as far as, peeping, because creepy, weird, we can add creepy to the weird. We got several words that we could use for these people. Weird being just the one that encompasses it all, but now we're going to have to put like extremely creepy in there, I think, Tim Walz is going to have to add that into his speech.
sort of pearl clutching over things like porn, infidelity, threats of violence.
Right. Now we have the blatant hypocrisy of the Republican Party. Again, seems to me every time I hear of a white male getting caught for having stuff on his computer that he shouldn't, seems to be there like 99% of the time they're Republicans, as far as I've seen, anecdotally. I'm not going to wrap everybody up in that, but as far as I've seen, a lot of the times they come from the church or they're a youth pastor. Or they have something to do with just some organization funded by Republicans or that has dealings in the conservative community. That's just what I've seen.
I mean, Republican Party already said that was all fine for Trump. And so the fact that he's just trafficking in the same thing, he feels like he has complete immunity, and he does. The Republican Party has let people, he's not the first, he's not the last, get away with this stuff.
Clearly they have. Absolutely they have. Let me see if I can pull up this. We'll read a little bit into it in case there are people that are unaware of exactly what's been going on. Let's see here. This is the most recent one. Let's just get into the most recent one. I'll share this tab instead for you. Can you see it? Let me make myself a little smaller so you can see better. That'll do. That'll do. All right, here we go. This is Business Insider. Mark Robinson scandal could cost Trump North Carolina's electoral votes and the election, which is, again, a serious danger right now because it's not looking good for this situation. I think there's a lot of people in North Carolina that don't or wouldn't or can't agree with or vote for somebody that is either associated with or just voting for this gentleman in general for his re-election bids as lieutenant governor. How he made it to lieutenant governor, I don't know. All right, North Carolina Republican Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, a staunch conservative and ally of former President Donald Trump, is no stranger to controversy. During a 2019 Facebook Live video, Robinson said abortion is, quote, is about killing the child because you weren't responsible enough to keep your skirt down, end quote. Great guy. Just clearly right off the bat, somebody, right? In 2023, he said God, quote, formed, end quote, him to fight against the LGBTQ plus acceptance, while also noting that it made him, quote, sick to see any church fly a rainbow flag. And earlier this year, he called for the arrest of transgender women who choose to use women's bathrooms. Despite Robinson's history of polarizing comments, he easily won the state's GOP gubernatorial primary in March. But in a bombshell CNN story published last week, the network reported that Robinson made a series of racist, anti-Semitic, and sexually explicit comments on a pornographic site more than a decade ago, before he was in public office. On a site, what does Donald Trump say? What these politicians, what their first thought is, what they say at the beginning, what they do at the beginning, that's what they're always going to stick with. That's what Donald Trump says, right? Like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, is basically what he's saying. On the site Nude Africa, Robinson described himself as, quote, black Nazi. Let me just read that again. On the site Nude Africa, Robinson describes himself as a, quote, black Nazi, end quote, and argues that, quote, slavery is not bad, end quote, amongst other remarks. Robinson has denied the accusation and vowed to remain in the race, but even before the report was published, he was behind in the polls against his Democratic opponent, State Attorney General Josh Stein. Meanwhile, Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are locked in a tight race in North Carolina. Here's a look at how Robinson's scandal could not only imperil Trump's ability to win the Tar Heel state, but also potentially obliterate the former president's chances to win the general election. So they talk about the swing state dilemma, and clearly Donald Trump needs to have a series of wins in very specific states to have a chance at this. He's clearly, in my opinion, going to lose the popular vote. The only shot in hell, we all know, that Donald Trump has to win this election, as it be a smaller and smaller chance as we continue to get closer and closer to the election, is going to be the Electoral College in winning specific states that give him that edge. Robinson rose to prominence in GOP circles after his forceful defense of gun rights in 2018, yada, yada, yada. That year, Trump also won North Carolina. Encapsulated in early polling. Poll released in August showed Stein leading Robinson. We don't care about that. Robinson campaign has stubbled in the state for some time, and it's unclear the ramifications. You're about to tell us the ramifications, right? That's what I thought. A tale of reverse coattails. Oh. Now, Robinson's latest scandal threatens Trump hold on a state that Harris has targeted since her campaign began in July. The vice president has reversed a slide that the party faced when Biden, the nominee, in recent polls taken in North Carolina, have showed her tied with Trump or with a slight lead. Harris's competitiveness in the state is driven by her advantages with women, young voters, urban voters, and college-educated suburbanites. And she's running a distinctly pro-choice campaign in contrast to Robinson, an anti-abortion champion who also revealed last month that his wife had an abortion 30 years ago. I mean, the guy is just a walking contradiction, right? An African-American gentleman fighting for Donald Trump and people that literally wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. Anti-abortion, even though his wife had an abortion 30 years ago. demeaning and degrading and literally campaigning against gay rights and the LGBTQIA plus community while being on these porn sites talking about freaky stuff that he likes to do that would very much align with, I don't know, somebody that would be in that said community and the stuff that they like to do as far as sexual, I don't know. I don't even know what the hell you call it, events. I'm not even sure what you take part in. Like, again, not my choice. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to sit here and judge anybody as long as it doesn't harm anybody, as long as it's not causing violence to people, as long as it's not harming in other people's lives. You do what you want to do behind closed doors. That's fine. Unfortunately, he wasn't doing it behind closed doors. This was a public forum. Clearly, the people found out that it was him behind this somehow, and then this is where we led to. You know what I mean? This is what happens when you talk in public. This is what happens when you comment on public from a certain spot. It can pretty much always be traced back to you in some way, shape, or form if the right people get their hands on the equipment and the right information, to tell you the truth, right? I mean, I don't think it's that hard for people. It's not something I could do. I have absolutely no skill at that whatsoever. What's up, Spock? Yeah, so the fact that these two are so tightly joined together, Donald Trump and Mark Robinson, is absolutely not a good thing for Donald Trump going into the 2024 election. I'm sure this is not the end. This is not the last that we're going to hear of this whole Mark Robinson thing. As the election heats up, I'm sure more and more information is going to come out against people all around Donald Trump, people that are trying to make Donald Trump look bad, stories that have come out, October surprises, that sort of stuff. So, you know what I mean? What do you say? He uses the same name still? Wasn't it like Mini Soldier? They didn't mention it in this article. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Which is an odd name, I would say, for anybody on one of those sites, unless it's your thing to be made fun of. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Report allegedly called himself, that's Yahoo, a breakdown of Mark's mid candidate made dozens. Let me see if I can. Do they show? They say he made. Oh, here we go. Let me show this. Here we go. Can you see that? Can you see that? So Mark Robinson at Mini Soldier. So you're right. He did use his name. So, quote, violence against women, end quote, is now a sport. Let's see here. What's that one say? Mark Robinson denies CNN report of lewd comment, says he will stay in North Carolina's governor race. Let me see what this is. Oh, come on with the ads. I guess gotta make one.
When you're the victim of a heinous...
No, that didn't work either. But that did.
and hurtful crime. Fear.
Bear with me. Skip ad. Here we go.
Mark Robinson, the Republican candidate for governor, is facing calls from some in his own party to drop out of the race. Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Dan Haggerty. Robinson put out his own video earlier today responding to this CNN report before it was even out, a report tying him to multiple comments made in the forum of a porn website. He says, though, he is staying in the race. We have team coverage tonight, beginning with WRL.
Literally, do you see the comment on the right there? Hold on. Can you go back? Yeah. Look at this comment here. Look at this. It literally just, I'm a black Nazi is just the comment. Unless there's more to it underneath, but doesn't seem like somebody that is all there in my opinion, although I'm not a medical professional, but just, you know, there's certain things that you would or wouldn't say online, even if you can, even if you know you can get away with it. You know, I think that's one of those things that we can say is like, okay, anybody that would possibly say that is possibly got a screw loose, maybe 2 or 3 screws loose.
He says, though, he is staying in the race. We have team coverage tonight, beginning with WRL Capital Bureau Chief Laura Leslie explaining the specifics on these claims here and how Robinson is reacting, Laura.
Dan, you know, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson took to X today for that video that you mentioned in which he said he is absolutely categorically not dropping out of the race for governor. But Republicans were already worried that Robinson's low poll numbers were a drag on the GOP ticket.
I probably should have said this at the beginning. I noticed when I watched some of the stream back that I lag a lot, so I tried to take down the frame rate. Again, I am absolutely not a technician, so who knows what the hell I actually did, but I'm hoping that it makes it just a little bit more smooth. I have to call the cable company to see why I'm having issues with the internet, even though I upgraded the internet. Anyways, I had better internet with less internet. Try to make that make sense. Go for that one.
That was before today's investigation revealed that a username linked to Robinson had made dozens of obscene and divisive comments on a porn website. The pressure is mounting on him today to step aside. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson categorically denied making the
What else is he going to do?
comments, saying they had been made up by someone else.
This is not us. These are not our words, and this is not anything that is characteristic.
Who the fuck is us, buddy? Who is us? We're saying it's you. Ain't no us in this. It's you, motherfucker. Don't be trying to put blame on other people. It says Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson. Face of you. Somehow, I'm not the one saying that I linked it back to you. Obviously, somebody did their homework. If it got to this point, I'm going to say somebody did their homework on this.
Of me, nor has it ever been.
But see,
Stuttering Stanley, all of a sudden when you can't come out with the truth.
CNN mapped out how they had traced a username, Mini Soldier.
Ooh, here we go. This will tell you how they got it back to him.
But CNN mapped out how they had traced a username, Mini Soldier, back to Robinson's.
Again, Mini Soldier? Why? Like, no stereotypes. This is just a joke, obviously. But I mean, I could see that in an Irish platform, maybe an Irish chat website, whatever. But I don't know.
Name, email, and photo. That username made dozens of divisive and lewd comments on the porn site Nude Africa between 2008 and 2013. In one post, Mini Soldier says he's a
October Sunday, so the day of the Lord, supposedly for this conservative Christian man. I give my hand to the Lord on a Sunday. That's what I do, right? So what the hell is he doing on a Sunday? Typing at 1:30 a.m., I'm a black Nazi on Nude Africa. This whole thing is unreal.
black Nazi. In another, he says, quote, slavery is not bad. Some people.
Again, just on a website associated with African Americans, you're gonna type. Does that say 9:36 a.m.? Hold on. No, it says 9:16 a.m. Even earlier, Tuesday, October 5th, 2010, at 9:16. Does that say a.m. or p.m.? Either fucking way, it doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Oh no, it says right here. Oh, that must be the above one. Excuse me. So it's Wednesday, October 6th, 2010 at 12:42 a.m. So again, just after midnight. After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang out. After midnight. Sorry, he's a douchebag. Again, can't help but the music's good. Music's good. Guy's a douchebag. Music's good. Guy's a douchebag. So we'll separate the two. But yeah, so he says, quote, not my words, Mark Robinson's words. Please, YouTube, not my words. Slavery is not bad. Some people need to be slaves. I wish they would bring it, quote, slavery back. I would certainly buy a few, end quote, by Mark Robinson. Please, not my words. Dude, absolutely not my words. I can tell you that much right now.
People need to be slaves. I wish they would bring it back. I would certainly buy a few. Robinson has.
I mean, how disgusting. I mean, again, even if it's in some way like some sort of kink, or they're going back and forth, to take it to that level, to me, shows a serious lack of mental awareness, of mental acuity, and mental capability, in my opinion.
Has been a strident critic of the LGBTQ community. He's accused them of trying to put pornography in schools. He's also called transgender people filth and satanic. But in another post,
Again, this fine church-going man, as we always were taught to, if somebody needed it, would give our shirt off our back to somebody that was cold, or would give the water to somebody that was thirsty, or would give food to somebody that was hungry, or give shelter to somebody that was, I don't know, caught in a rainstorm or whatever. How did we get to this? Right? And I don't know if I can pull this up, but no, we'll check it out after this. We'll check it out after this. But I wanted to look at a couple of not what Trump said at his rally, but what the people that were interviewed by RSBN said. Like, that's the real thing. I want to see what the people going to these things are saying. Not so much. We know what Trump says now, right? We all kind of get that. But we will take a look at some of his shit too, if I leave myself with any time.
he can't show you because of profanity. Many soldiers said he likes to watch transgender pornography.
Now, does that align with their conservative thinking or conservative values that they espouse at this time? Is that not somebody that you might think would be, I don't know, faking it, lying to you, that really doesn't believe the things he says, that is just power hungry and will do anything to, I don't know, enact these ridiculous policies that I'm sure will come out if he gets the a little bit more power in his hands, up and above lieutenant governor, which he is already.
Saying it's, quote, hot.
I have no idea how this was done. I have absolutely no idea how it was done.
Hold on. I got something for you, Mark. I got something.
All I smell is your bullshit.
I don't know why it cuts off the beginning. Hold
All
on.
I smell is your bullshit.
Yeah, much better. Much better. Much better.
Obama.
Christ.
Obama.
There we go. But yeah, bullshit, Mark. Come on. Come on. Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling in this situation? Really?
And I have 5 weeks left in this campaign to focus on the substantive issues that North Carolinians face. I do not have time for tabloid trash.
Robinson was already trailing in the polls before this.
Yeah, not what you like to see when you're trailing in the polls, ladies and gentlemen. Not what you like to see when you're trailing in the polls. I got to tell you that much. I got to tell you that much. All right, what should we be? Let's hop into, let's see here. Yeah, I'm done with him. That's about all we're going to get from Mark Robinson there. But as you can see, Donald Trump knows the best people. He knows the best people in the history of the world. Just nobody can pick him like Donald Trump. And again, as we saw in the beginning of this, Donald Trump praised this man to be the next or the second coming of Martin Luther King, which is just obscenely disgusting. But we're past that. How's everybody doing? Chat, you still with me? Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. I'm Boston Brian. You're watching Blunt Politics. We just went over a little bit of Mark Robinson's history and his ties to Donald Trump and what it means for North Carolina and what it means for Donald Trump in the broader scheme of things in the 2024 election. And yes, I haven't been feeling well for the last couple of days. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but yeah, I don't know. I've been feeling off for the last couple of days, so forgive me. Bear with me. What should we go to next? I can't stand this guy, and I'm not sure. Let me see here. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this fake gentleman here or the nasty things that he said to one of the women testifying in front of him this week in Congress. Hi, Pam. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Leah. What's going on? What's up, Sean? Locata, how are you? Hi, Tanya. Yeah, it's just some of the shit that he says was just way out there, and I can guarantee it left a big impression on the people of North Carolina who, let's just say, don't necessarily put up with stuff like that. I can tell you. But now I'm struggling on what we should go to next. I could do this one. I don't know if we should hop right into that. It's 11:37. Oh, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. All right, we'll get out of this one. Let's just take a quick look at what's going on in Ukraine. So this is, let me pop over here. Here we go. No, I'll make myself even smaller so you can see it. Latest in Ukraine news. Again, I wanted to, let's see if I can pull this up because I'm dying. It just, I know we see each other once a week, and I know you've probably seen it on other shows or streams, but I haven't had a chance to discuss it with you yet. And it's just an unbelievable sight, some of the videos here. Let's see. Huge explosion rocks. This might be a good one right here. Look at that thing. Can you see it? One more time. Look at the other fire it started. That's crazy. This is in Toropets. The warehouse is said to have contained guided missiles and artillery ammunition. Look at the secondary explosions. Obviously, the next day continued to burn. Residents in the area evacuated as fires continued to burn. Russian officials claimed Ukrainian drones were shot down before reaching their target. I'm sorry. How in the ever-loving fuck can you consider this to be? Do you see what he says? Are we seeing the same thing? The air defense system of the Ministry of Defense did its job. I'm sorry. Let me just see if I can tour aftermath, right? Let's see here. Just see if I can see some images. Does this look like they did their job, ladies and gentlemen? Does this look like something this look like a job well done? You know what I mean? Job well done. Job well done. The biggest explosion of the war, taking out untold numbers of missiles with an explosion nearer to a nuclear explosion than any other explosion. I mean, the mushroom cloud on that thing is immense. You can see windows blown out all over houses in the air from miles around. Let's see if it shows any. I want to see if it shows any. No, it's shelling. They don't really like to show, but yeah, let's go back and listen to what this guy has to say. I'm dying to hear it. I love this when Russia comes out and they say everything performed perfectly. Our air defense systems did exactly what it needed to do, even though they lost. I don't know, maybe who knows how many millions of dollars worth of equipment and ammunition, right? Only Russia. We are now evacuating our population of residents who are in the danger zone and maintaining public order. Everyone is working on the territory of Toropets. This is a joint effort today. The Ministry of Emergencies and the head of the district are here. The head of the Ministry of Emergencies has done a great job. I mean, who knows? Maybe they have done a great job at getting people out of there. Who knows? But I can tell you right now, they certainly didn't do a great job at protecting the area. Right? I think something we can all agree on. I don't think that's a secret. I mean, look at that explosion. Honest to God. Look at that thing. Unreal. It took me a while to get over that one. I mean, that's a serious boom. That is one place that Russians should not be smoking their cigarettes around. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that some Russian just decided to flick a cigarette, I'm sure. That's probably what they'll say happened. The perfect operations, Perfect operations. Everything performed perfectly. Unfortunately, Vladimir lost his cigarette inside the barrel of gas is what happened. No Ukrainian drone struck this area whatsoever. None. Zero. This bomb. I mean, not bomb. No bomb. No bomb. Cigarette. You know what I mean? They'll come up with any excuse whatsoever rather than tell you the truth, or rather than come out and tell you exactly what happened. But let's see if we can get into this. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to run out of time, so we might as well hop right into this. Let's see here. I don't see. Yeah, and then we'll do the Reddit at the end if I have time. We'll go through the Reddit and look at the the up-to-date stories on what's going on between Ukraine and Russia. But let's get into this so far. I'm going to share this tab. I know you're looking at his face now, but hopefully you won't be looking at his face for long, because I want to go back and look at some of these. And if I can't find them, what I'll do is I'll just go to my Twitter account. RSBN, they interviewed a lot of little kids this time, which is strange to see at a political event. Let's see. Let's just pick one at random. Here's one I haven't seen yet. But these are the people that attend the Trump rallies that are excited to speak to RSBN. These aren't the people that stay in the shadows or stay in the back, just kind of curious about things. These are the people that are up front with their fucking Trump fight shirts and something bad about Kamala shirts, and these are the people that we have to watch out for. These are the people that we are going to have to look out for when Kamala Harris kicks Donald Trump's ass in November, and these people think that it was stolen from them when it wasn't, because they were told that they were winning the whole time when they weren't. So again, Donald Trump's every day setting these people up for failure. More people are going to be jailed. I can guarantee you that. But let's see what these knuckleheads have to say.
That we're fighting against, but I really believe that he's not. But you never know.
Well, I can't believe that he would be. I mean, they're taking pot shots at the guy. I mean, 2 assassination attempts in 2 months. We have, like you mentioned, we have undocumented.
Are we sure? Have we heard anything confirming that the guy's, main objective or target was Donald Trump? Maybe I'm lacking in the news because I haven't heard any confirmation or any statement from the guy that was caught that he was specifically there to take out the former president of the United States of America. I don't know why they continue to perpetuate. I mean, it's RSBN, so obviously, I don't know what I expect or why I'm expecting much from them. But it's crazy. It is assumed. It is assumed. But again, for me to have somebody sit there for 12 hours is, I don't know, does not fit into, in my mind. Not that anybody would ever think of this, but wouldn't you want to get in and get out as quick as possible? Like the more time on task, the more time you have of something going wrong, the more time you have of getting caught. Did he not think that they patrolled the golf course? To be there 12 hours in itself is remarkable and not get caught, but why? I don't know. Just none of it really makes sense to me yet. So to jump to conclusions again, and the guy was an independent, a Vivek Ramaswamy fan, voted for Donald Trump in 2016. The guy's a little bit of a Fruit Loop, let's say. There was stories in Ukraine of him being out of his mind from nurses. There's stories in the United States of people that were, very concerned about his mental well-being. And the first guy was a Republican. So again, where they get this conversation and how do they aim it back at Democrats, I'd love to know.
Immigrants that are now, many of these states are starting to catch, or it's starting to be uncovered. There's a lot of undercover journalism that's happening now where we're starting to see states that are registering illegal immigrants saying that it was somehow of a mistake or something like that. We know.
Right. I think it was like 100, which again, in the grand scheme of things in the election, clearly not enough to have any impact. And again, we only know about it because they caught the mistake. They caught the mistake, right? So you know about it because they know about it and they caught it. So why is this a conversation?
No, it's against the law, but it's starting to happen, and we're starting to see this, which is something that President Trump has mentioned, something he's been worried about. How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me mad because I know someone personal that here in Wilmington, she got a registration card in the mail, and everything was filled out, signed, and everything. But the only thing that was wrong was her 4-digit social on there. So it's like, I'm trying to think, what is
the conspiracy I can come up with to justify the fact that these numbers were probably just printed wrong?
the angle that they're trying to steal the election through that. She didn't fill out this card.
Hey, Rox, how are you? Appreciate you. What's up, Melissa? Sama? Blues living? Or is it loving? Loving? I'm going to go with loving. Blues loving.
She didn't sign it. It's not her handwriting, but it is her address, but the wrong social. But they mailed it back to her because of her wrong social. So I'm trying to think of what.
So she put her wrong social. So she filled it out incorrectly, is what you're saying. So your friend's an idiot.
Did they do? They messed up on those 4 digits to try to, there's just some kind of angle that they're going to try to cheat in this.
Yeah, they got nothing. I wasn't going really anywhere with that, but you can be damn sure that they're going to try something. I have no way to connect any dots right there to what's going on or the stories that I'm trying to tell. But those are the words that came out of my mouth, and I got nothing. But it's going to happen. They're going to steal it.
This next election, which really stinks because they're really good at it. And we just really got to overwhelm the election and hopefully
overwhelm the election.
Everybody votes. It's just that's their own.
Is this guy from Canada? We gotta get there and get the votes.
Only shot. We have to. I know a lot of people say voting doesn't matter, whatever, right nowadays.
No, it matters. Oh, it matters.
But we have to do it this time, just to do it. Just to say we did.
Yeah, just this once, and we'll just fucking never do it again, dude. Because Trump will be a dictator. And we don't even need elections, really. So fucking, I know it's a pain in the ass to get to this fucking town hall, wait in line, dude. It's your neighbors, dude. That you don't even dude. And check that box, dude. And fucking it's a waste of time, dude. So I guess when dictator Donnie gets in there, man, we won't even have to do these fucking elections no more. It's gonna be fucking sweet. But Democrats are gonna steal it.
Did it, and if they cheat, I don't know, man. It's bad. It'll be bad.
I mean, you seem pretty passionate.
Yeah, you don't know, do you? You don't know at all
about it, and it's we know it's happened in the past. At this point, I think it would be hard for anyone to dispute the fact that there's 0% of cheating. I mean, we know it's happened.
0%. They'd be hard. Hold on. Did he say that backwards?
To dispute the fact that
it'd be hard for people to dispute the fact that there's
0% of cheating. I mean, we know it's
0% of cheating. It'd be hard for people to dispute the fact that there's 0% of cheating. It'd be hard for people to dispute the fact that there's. So isn't he saying that there's 0% of cheat? I know I got a headache and I took a couple fucking Advil or whatever they are, but am I getting that one backwards? Is he saying?
Happen. Even if 1%, that's too much. We know it's happening. We know it's going on. So I hope you're right. I hope that it goes away. I hope it's something we can get past. And I really think, like President Trump continues to say, we need to make it too big to rig.
Yeah, definitely make it too big to rig. But it's just.
Jesus Christ, people are fried. Now, how do I, did I do that before? Oh, yeah. That's how I did it. Now I know I'm not feeling it because I literally forgot that I did that or I was able to do that until about 13 seconds ago.
It's just so sad, the whole thing is just sad with, we go to these rallies. We're passionate about these rallies. It's Biden.
It is sad that you go to those rallies. You know what? I think that's one thing that not only myself, but, the chat here can agree on, that it is very sad that you go to those rallies still in 2024 after he's been convicted as a felon 34 times, found liable for rape, and then went on to defame twice the same woman he was found liable of raping. Not only that, but found to have stolen top secret classified documents from the White House, found in his bathroom at fucking Shit-a-Lago. Who else you got? You got the fraud from his companies. You got the money he's taken from China. You got the money he's taken from, what was it, Egypt? Egypt? Am I getting that right? Because there's so many countries. I'm trying to figure out, why in 2024 you'd still be going to a Trump rally unless it was to cover it media wise or to laugh at it. Really? But anyways, gives me something to do.
Had rallies. They were literally, no one would show up. You know what I mean? Kama, she would have her rallies and they would bust them in. It's clear as day. You know, they don't have Kama t-shirts.
There might be a better way to do this. There might be a better way to do this. I typically don't do this, but let me see if I can go to my Twitter because I posted a lot of these clips and I know I'll run out of time if I end up playing these old, if I try playing that whole video, I'll never get to anything. So I'll share this tab instead. Let's see if I can go to home. ET phone, no, profile, I mean. Let's see here. Because there's a couple doozies. There's a couple doozies. Oh, there's a good one. Trump building fingers, like that one. That's me. Hey, that's me. Yeah, I'm going to like me. Nope, that's commented on me. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Yeah. Don't want to do that. Yeah, I just like me. All right. Here's one of them. We'll go back. We'll go in reverse order. All right, so let me mute it, make it bigger for you.
When he was president,
mute it.
Like it's 100% different now than 2020. I guess they saw when he was president, like the economy was way better, and like everything he said he did, he was gonna do, he was doing.
No. See, you had me. You had me at everything is 100% different than 2020. We're good there. Started off great. Anybody catch that? We caught that, right? Let me go back to the beginning. He was spot on right in the start.
It's 100% different now than 2020.
Correct. Like the stock market being twice as high, I don't know, inflation being lower, less people dying. What else? People actually being able to go out and see their families, toilet paper being actually on the shelves lined up where you don't have to fight your neighbors for it. What else was going on in 2020? Yeah, pretty much nothing. Absolutely nothing was going on in 2020 except for bad things, people dying, the president of the United States not taking responsibility or action against one of the worst pandemics this fucking planet has ever seen, at least in the last 100 years. I don't know. But it's different. But look, go on. What you slightly lose me after this.
I guess they saw when he was president, like the economy was way better.
No, not even remotely, sir. Not even remotely. Like I said, stock market twice as high, producing and drilling for more, energy and oil than we ever have before. Wages are going up, inflation's going down, jobs. What else do you want? Infrastructure is going on. Literally, not anything you just said after it's been 100% different has been true. But do go on.
And like everything he said he did, he was going to do, he was doing everything. Actually, life was better. Now, it's like a big old mess, a big old struggle.
It is, which is why I had the free time here to come talk to you and sit in this line for the last fucking 4 hours with all these people who also had the time, money, energy, and resources to get to this fucking field in North Carolina. We didn't have did we have to work today? Of course not. We didn't have to work today. Kidding me? We got all weekend off. No chance. Oh, no, yeah, I had free time. Definitely had free time. But anyways, do go on about how it's like chaotic and people are just, in shambles.
Like it's 100.
Oh, that one's done. All right, what's the next one? Let me see if I can go on here. Because there's so many of them. Oh, these young girls. I'm sorry. The young girls. It always saddens me to see young girls voting against their own interests. Let's see what they have to say. Let's see here. In the beginning, let me get the sound on for you. And then here we go.
What do you like about Trump?
Okay, question. What do you like about Trump? As I'm going to guess I think they said they were college. I forget. I think they said they were college.
I just like what he stands for. I like how he's a strong-headed person.
I like what he stands for. I like that he's a strong-headed person. Right. He stands for sexually abusing women, fraudulent activities, stealing in any way possible, just being an absolute shyster. But go on.
Knows what he likes. He knows what he wants to do. He doesn't second guess himself. And I like how he knows just what's going on. He's there mentally.
Always something naturally you'd have to say to somebody that is obviously there mentally. He's there mentally. I love it. I love that they felt it necessary to say that. Oh, here we go. Maximum cringe achieved by RSBN. Oh, shut up. Why does it go on sometimes? Sometimes it doesn't. Right, pause on. Sound on. Play.
As a nation, we are sick right now. This is an unhealthy economy. We need a doctor. And
Oh, you know what? I can't even play that clip, I don't think, because of the fucking copyright music in the background. I'll stop that one. I don't even want to take the chance. Here is a look at no, that's Tucker Carlson and JD Vance's crowd. This is the crowd that Marjorie Taylor Greene said was this crowd. Ready? Play. Whole top row. Look at the whole top row is empty. Every single seat in the top row is empty. And then once they go back, look at the side here. Look at the side on the so from where JD Vance is, that's the asshole in the white shirt in the blue jeans standing there on stage before he sits down on that couch. Look at all the empty seats right by him. So from here back and all the way around to basically where the camera person is just empty seats. Top row completely empty. This is what Marjorie Taylor Greene calls a sold out. So if that's sold out, then every show ever played in any event in any venue in the history of the world has also been considered a sold out event. Here is where Trump says women are less healthy now than they were during the worst worldwide pandemic in 100 years. Anytime Donald Trump speaks about women, it just makes me cringe.
Than they were.
Shut up. Wish I could make it so the sound didn't automatically come on. Here we
So
go.
let's talk about our great women. All right? Because women have gone through a lot. They've gone through a lot. Women are poorer than they were 4 years ago.
No, they're not.
Are less healthy than they were 4 years ago.
It's physically impossible for women to be less healthy now than we were during the fucking pandemic. Just saying.
So let's talk about our great women.
Oh, geez. So that was that. Let's see here. You guys still with me? Trump is nuts. I'll hold on. Is this a tampon commercial? More fit and free. What? I went to a concert in D.C. There were 8. Let's see. It was 8 people in the place. Sold out. Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. So let's see. I think there's a few more of at least the people that were before Trump speaks. Here we go. There's another young lady so this young lady, I believe, is dating a military service member, which again, why you would be voting against the interests of you or your boyfriend or husband or anybody that's serving family member. I don't know why would you want Donald Trump as the commander in chief of the military, the same guy that literally gave an order to pull all U.S. troops out of 2 or 3 countries with absolutely no planning whatsoever, with absolutely no planning before the order went out. Remember when Mark Milley had to go back into the White House and talk to the advisors and talk to his chief of staff and be like, what the fuck is this? You want me to pull out of Iraq, Syria? I forget what the other one was. It might have been 2 countries or 3 countries. He's like, what the fuck is it? You know what a ridiculous statement that is? You know what danger that would cause if you just completely pulled the U.S. out of 3 different regions of the world at the same time? Ultimately, the order was rescinded after, I believe it was Donald Trump's chief of staff and Mike Pence's chief of staff went to go speak to Donald Trump. He came back about 15 minutes later and then, oh, don't worry about it, General. The order is rescinded. Fucking just think how crazy that is. Unreal how close we were. Like the shit that happened in the White House under Donald Trump. I'm surprised we haven't heard like more stories, but I suspect when we kick Donald Trump's ass in November after he's finally done for good, we're going to see a lot of people writing books. We're going to hear a lot of people doing interviews on exactly what was going down inside Donald Trump's campaign, inside the White House. And it's going to be fun to see. It's really going to be fun to see. But let's see what this young lady has to say. I'm going to pause it, play it over. Sounds on. Here we go.
when you think about Kamala being at the helm of our American
Right. She's being asked what she thinks about Kamala Harris if she were to become commander in chief of the military.
military and having the nuclear codes, how does that make you feel?
I feel like it'll be World War III, honestly, because she can't keep her mouth shut.
Are we talking about the same? Are we talking about the same person? Did you flip your mind all of a sudden to think that the question was about Donald Trump? Because I'm confused. I mean, I've heard a lot of, conservatives, supposedly Republicans, because supposedly, and the things they've said about Kamala Harris and their grievances against her. But I don't know. I've heard like the one against the laugh, and really, that's about it, to tell you the truth. Obviously, they're race war baiting and talking about being Indian and half black, that shit. But as far as like, characteristics and the way she maneuvers and speaks and stuff, I thought it was basically just the laugh that they had. I don't know. I didn't know they thought that she couldn't shut up. Again, seems to be more Donald Trump's characteristic than Kamala Harris, but
I mean, that's pretty much it,
And even President Putin has come out and said that he endorses Kamala Harris, which is a scary thought. Why do you think that's the case?
Because, I mean, he'll offer her one thing and then she'll just give everything up.
again, are we flipping the two people? Doesn't make sense what you're talking about, because that's exactly what Donald Trump would do.
She has no sense of like secrecy.
So again, blowing my mind, lady. Blowing my mind. Are we talking about the guy that, again, was found to have top secret classified national defense material inside his fucking shitter at his hotel in Florida? Is that who we're speaking about? Because last time I checked, I haven't heard of any stories of, top secret national defense material or nuclear fucking, pertaining to our nuclear weapons or nuclear weapons of allies, or, defense material on allies, or battle plans if allies were to be attacked, found in Kamala Harris's shitter in her house. I haven't heard that one yet. Again, how can you be that flipped? How could you be that detached literally from reality? It's beyond me. I have absolutely no idea. I think there might actually be another one. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah. Because the crazy didn't stop. Like I said, I must have recorded about 30 of these clips before. Oh, shiza. Now I have to go through it all again. Well, we did those ladies. We did that one. We saw that one. That was the last one we did. This is great. This is what you get in RSBN here. Let me see this. I'll put it back up for you. Let's see. Yeah, let me do. Nope, that one. Nope, that's not the one. Let's see that one. There we go. There we go. We're back in action. Back in action. Listen to this. Listen to this whack job.
Well, I can tell you, I had friends that during the pandemic, or well, I should say just after the pandemic, that were going down to Mexico and getting medicine there because it was available,
Again, to just come out with that as a supposed journalist or reporter covering a presidential campaign rally. Again, where has journalism gone in this country? Is fucking absolutely out of control. And they like to talk about the biased left-wing media, right? Like that's their huge spiel. All the left-wing media, they're all in cohorts. They're all in fucking cahoots and fucking, what is it? Snopes and Snoops. Snopes and Snoops. They're all in cahoots and working together. When in reality, all these people do is the exact same thing that they say. So projection, as we always like to say, we've been saying this for years. Every accusation they make is just projection, is just something they've either been guilty of before or they're going to be guilty of in the future. You can be damn fucking sure on that one. You can be damn sure on that one. Let's see. Because it's going to be hard
they're just getting acclimated. You know what that means? Acclimated.
It's going to be hard to get acclimated to these people, especially if they gain any power in this country. So we have to make sure that absolutely does not happen.
You can have it and you can get the things that everyone was telling you not to get and use. And I can tell you, I used hydrochloroquine.
He used hydrochloroquine, even though it's called hydroxychloroquine. So he doesn't even know what the fuck it's called, but he took a trip down to Mexico to get it. Probably against COVID rules as far as traveling. And I don't know, who knows what date he did it? Who the fuck knows what these people do when they do it, if they actually did do it. but well, I thought it was strange that he would just come out with that on air. This is one of
President Trump
Trump's,
now wants to make.
Hold on, this is one of Trump's main campaign promises here. Listen.
I was going to say, you thought he was vaping, but if you saw, President Trump now wants to make vaping great again. I was going to say, you thought he was vaping, but if you saw, President Trump now.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine trying to convince the American people that like the world is on fire? We're in like immediate danger of World War III. It's imminent. There's killings and rapings and beatings and stabbings and shootings happening on the streets of every city. The country is completely falling apart, but we will absolutely make sure that we make vaping great again. Does that him golfing all the time, that stupid policy, does that really like add up to somebody that really thinks that anybody is in any danger whatsoever? Because I don't think so. I don't think so. Not in my opinion. Nope. Let's see here. That's where they get mad. He can't play golf anymore. Let's see here. I think there's another one. If I do remember correctly. Oh yeah, this poor guy. He said let's see how
here
long
in
his
North
family's been
Carolina.
there. Ready?
My family, I'm telling you a story that my family has been here in North Carolina before time.
Before time. That's a long time. That is a long time, my friend. Long time. That's great. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to go back to this one. But yeah, that's just a few of the interviews and comments from before the Trump rally. Now let's see what this. I'm just going to pop in at a general position of him speaking. I don't really care to do the entire thing because again, the whole thing is insane. So I'm just going to pop in. Let's say right here. We'll do this one. Why is it not playing?
I love Uncle Sam. Look at him. It means the streets of your cities will be safe and clean. The homeless encampments will be gone. They're going to be gone. Oh, you have to see. You have to see some of these encampments, what they've done to our cities. And we've got to take care of the people, but they're destroying our cities. And instead of.
This is the same rally that I'm sure you've seen videos online already of what has become a theme now in the Donald Trump rallies is people leaving early. I think. Oh, thank you, Alexander. Just sent $4 on Venmo. Thanks for being friendly at Boston Brian Show. You have. Well, that just tells me how much I have in there. Well, thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate that. Hopefully one day I can do like some sort of live event, or we can get together at, I don't know, say one of Hal's events, or if somebody's having some sort of event and I can actually meet more of you people, which would be fucking fantastic. And yes, I know you can't see me. Here we go.
Of a planet on the edge of global war, we will have world peace. We won't.
Oh, and another one. Hold on. Patreon member. Thank you, Claudia Stats. Just became a $5 Patreon member. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. You guys are fantastic. And if you haven't yet, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Earlier time, obviously less people. And I do apologize that I'm stepping on anybody's toes. It's almost impossible to find a slot that I'm not stepping on somebody's toes. And again, this isn't permanent. So anybody whose toes I am stepping on, I do apologize. Again, it's not on purpose. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa Harlow wants to be friends with me on Venmo. Absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, sorry, it's not permanent. I believe either next week or the week after, we'll have different time slots so we can go back to regularly scheduled program. And again, these aren't things that you have to necessarily watch live. You can always play these back whenever you feel like it, whenever you have the time. So if there's other people on right now that you would prefer to watch, or, that have been on longer than I have at this time slot, feel free. Hop on to them. I don't want to take anybody from anybody else's show. You can watch this back later tonight after the football games. And yes, I know somebody said earlier that the election is much more important than football, but it does not take away from the fact that many people watch these football games. Many people are interested in these football games, and the viewership of these football games is much higher than my show. So again, I want to accommodate the people in the chat. I want to make sure that I'm not giving them 2 places to be at the same time or missing anything, that type of thing. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to accommodate.
Have World War III, which we're very close to having right now. That's the future that awaits the America that we love under President Donald J. Trump. But if you cast your vote for Kamala Harris.
What's up, Jimbo? What's happening, brother? Go Chargers, 2-0. I know, we sucked Thursday. Patriots aren't playing today. We played the Jets Thursday night and got our asses handed to us. For anybody that's wondering, I know people love when the Patriots lose. They love when we suck. So you got what you wanted. You got what you fucking wanted on Thursday night. I think we're 1-1. Yeah, we're 1-1. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tracy. We're not close to World War III. Again, we cannot continue to take the threats from Putin, this mutually assured destruction, that they can just do anything they want. And then when we try to fight back, they just threaten nuclear war on everybody. We've already crossed several of their red lines and nothing has happened yet. We have to obviously assume that they either don't have the capabilities or they don't have the balls to fucking use them at this point.
Harris, comrade. We call her comrade.
Right. And it's stupid and makes no sense. And you continue to do it.
You're voting for 4 more years of brutal job losses, higher taxes, surging prices, falling wages, and economic depression and despair. Other than that, you'll be doing quite well, I think, actually. A vote for
You're talking about the demise of our country. It's so funny.
Kamala Harris means 40 or 50 million more illegal aliens will invade across
40 or 50 million now? Wow. So again, with Donald Trump, numbers have absolutely no relevance. They have just no distinction, no place in data. So basically what he tries to do is he's going to just, if there's a real number somewhere out there, he'll just take it and times it by 10. That way it sounds extra scary. It sounds extra scary.
Across our borders,
Yeah, Bob, 900 million. There's 1 billion, trillion, quadrillion fucking zillions from Italy.
stealing your money, stealing your job, stealing your life. It means your police forces will be gutted, your guns will be confiscated, and savage criminals will run wild in the streets. So that's what it means. You know what? That's what it means. She's always said, we will confiscate all guns. Now,
No, never heard Kamala Harris say we will confiscate all guns. What I believe she says is she wants to make sure that assault weapons are banned or either highly regulated, but more, the best case scenario would be them to be taking off the streets altogether, considering I can find absolutely no use for somebody to have a weapon of war like that. And I know, so everybody's going to say it's not the same thing they use in war. It's not fully automatic. Again, there's devices, there's fucking add-ons, there's things that you can do to these guns to make them pretty much, as close or if not fucking right up to the point of what they would use going into battle. You know what I mean? It's just, believe me, there's things you can get for these weapons to make them extremely, extremely dangerous, more dangerous than when they first came stock. You know what I mean?
now she's saying, oh, no guns. I think they're wonderful, right? Doesn't work that way. They're going to confiscate your guns. I'm the one that's protecting it. We got the total endorsement of every gun group, including the NRA, and we have protected your Second Amendment. And if you think it was easy, it was not easy. If Kamala Harris is reelected, she will kill the American dream forever. She's not competent to be president either, but I don't want to be rude.
Right. Says the guy,
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Sounds like somebody I'd want to be president, right?
Came in illegally from 168 different countries. Most people don't know there's that many countries. There's more than that in the world. Rude. I don't want to be rude. She's not competent to be president. Did you see her on Oprah? That's not going to be. That's not going to be president. Oprah didn't know.
That's not going to be president.
What the hell to do? Oprah was like embarrassed. She wanted to hide under the table. But
was there a table?
She's a professional, and she was able to sort of disguise it. No, she wanted to go right under the table. Vote Trump, and we will bring back the American dream, bigger, better.
Dude, get the fucking microphone out of your mouth, brother. Like, take a step back. The guy's my fucking. Ugh. Imagine speaking on that microphone when he's done. Christ almighty.
Better and stronger than ever before. Kamala can't be trusted with your economy or anything else. She's just, I mean, how this happened. Explain it to me, please.
Good policy that really transformed this country and helped it get back on its feet quicker than any other established nation, any other well-developed nation on the planet, which made us the envy of the world, and basically people would try to replicate what we did coming out of the pandemic. So again, go on with how things are bad.
How did this happen? And we all saw what happened, and we see what happened. Kamala was a total disaster yesterday, and at every other interview, she's been just a free fall. I don't know what.
She's been a free fall. She's been in a free fall? She's been in free fall. But you can't be a free. You know what? Don't let me get too deep into this. Don't let me read too deep into this, please. That's when you go crazy.
What the hell's going on? She can't.
And then again, at the end of the show, I'm going to make sure we have a not so great story to get to. And then I want to make sure that I want you guys to make sure that you're taking time for yourselves, that you're not involving yourself in politics for a day. Get your mind off it. Talk about movies, talk about sports, talk about whatever the hell you want, watch whatever the hell you want. Just kind of, disassociate yourself for a day with this. That way you can, let your mind recoup, because I know this has, it can be tiring. It can really be draining to continue to follow everything that goes on in this election, everything that goes on in the news cycle every single day. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you're taking days for yourself, taking days where you're not really dealing with this, and it's the mental health days basically.
And do an interview. She doesn't want to do them. Something's wrong. Let's just take a look. Let me just see. We have a little video. We spend all the money on these screens.
Yeah, not a chance that I will fucking give that any airtime whatsoever. I'm going to skip past that. Looks like Laura Ingraham more than it looks like Kamala Harris. And then, yep, there they go. They're going to make fun of her laugh because they don't like how she laughs. And we're back.
Group have seen what's happening to their campaign, and it's not going well for them. And they would like, just announced a little while ago as I was coming off the plane, they would like to do another debate.
Remember how you said it shows weakness if you didn't debate? Remember when you said that? Remember when you said that? Remember when you agreed to do the debates? Right? You remember that? And then you got your ass kicked in the last one. Felt the need to go around to the media that night to try to, sweep up the shit that you left on the stage, basically. And then you realized that wasn't working, and that if you were to enter any other debate at this point in time, it would just be absolutely detrimental to your campaign, because it's clearly not going to work in your favor at any point against Kamala Harris, especially in a one-on-one debate.
Although good entertainment value.
And just for the record, there are now 666 people watching this show. Make sure you are liking it, because we got the horns, baby. We got the horns right now. Well, 669, but for a second there was 666.
A lot of people say, oh, do it. It's great entertainment. I've already done two. One with Crooked Joe Biden at CNN, and the other one with Kamala on ABC. CNN was very fair, I thought.
He wanted to debate. If we didn't have a debate, he'd still be there. Can you imagine if we didn't have a debate? Why the hell did I debate him?
Joe was driven out of the race. It was a coup, by the way, but he was driven out of the race. And they've been widely criticized by the radical left lunatics.
What makes people actually believe that Donald Trump has inside information into fucking Joe Biden's campaign? That he knows what's going on behind closed doors. Does anybody actually think that anybody in Joe Biden's campaign associates or fucking talks to anybody else in the Trump campaign whatsoever? Has anybody else reported that in the media? that this was a coup. Was it a coup?
For all of the fairness, they were very fair. In other words, they won't be fair again because they took a lot of abuse from the radical left. ABC was 3-on-1, but I was given credit for having done a very, very good job.
By whom? Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and the world's most unfunny man, Greg Gutfeld, does not count.
I appreciate that. We did a great job. It was 3-on-1.
What the fuck?
The problem with another debate is that it's just too late. Voting has already started. She's had her chance to do it with Fox. You know, Fox invited us on.
Sounds to me like excuses, Donnie. I'm not going to lie. And I don't know why. Am I black? Why is my screen black? Hello? Anybody? Now I'm going to reset. Do I have to reset the camera again? What's going on? Let's see here. Back to this one. And I'm back. I don't know why that looks fine. Oh, you did see me the whole time? See, Ass says I'm frozen. Anyway, I'm back. Now I can see me. I can see me, and that's what matters. Sorry about that. And I know we're off of Instagram, but listen, I cannot explain to you what a pain in the ass it is to continue every hour to fucking reload and re-upload and fucking go live again on Instagram. So I do apologize anybody that's watching there, but hop over to YouTube, hop over to Twitch, hop over to fucking Twitter if you want. It's just a pain in the ass. I'm sorry. Once they fix that, then it'll be a lot better and we can stay live on there. But I don't know why the fuck they do it this way. It's kind of stupid.
And I waited and waited and they turned it down. But now she wants to do a debate right before the election with CNN because she's losing badly. You know, it's like a fighter. She sees the pulse. She sees what's happening. She's losing badly, but it's like a fighter who goes into the ring and gets knocked out. The first thing he says is, I want a rematch. I want a rematch. And I won all of the primaries. Remember, she won none. She went into no primary. She got no votes. Biden, in all fairness, I'm no fan, but in all fairness to him, he got 14 million votes. She got none. She's done one debate. I've done two. It's too late to do another. I'd love to in many ways, but it's too late. The voting is cast. The voters are out.
The voting is cast? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What is the date today? Because fucking November snuck up on us really quick there. Almost like October never happened. Because the vote is not cast. And we have, 40, 40, hit me in the chat, 47 days, 46 days to the election? Plenty of time to set up, have a debate, and have that impact the election in the majority of this country that have yet to vote. What a ridiculous fucking... All right, so a couple more minutes of this, and then I want to hop into... Actually, fuck it. I'm done with this guy. Well, I'm done with this guy in this situation. Let's take a look at this. And I know that Hal did up to the first 7 minutes of this. I made sure, so I didn't want to repeat what you guys saw. So we'll go up to 7 minutes, and we'll see Donald Trump, the world's second most unfunny man, the first most disgusting man, on with Greg Gutfeld, the single most unfunny human being that has ever fucking graced Fox or any fucking camera. This guy is just a train wreck every single night. But this is just, it's must-see TV, honestly, when these two get together. So here we go. We'll just cover a little bit of this, and then we'll get into the final story. Not that I mean to end it on a bad note, but it's very important that we talk about it.
First of all, I would like to apologize to tonight's audience and the viewers at home. We will not be airing the Steve Doocy cooking segment tonight. We apologize to Mr. Doocy, but you'll still be able to get his new book, Cooking with Crisco, for free. Instead, we have a very special show.
You know what I mean? See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, right? And then the worst part of this is that he has to write this shit down with a fucking big-ass Sharpie, just like he does when he's on the 5 there. He literally has to write this shit down and read it verbatim off the fucking page most of the time. And it still sucks. And it's still shit.
Tonight, so let's welcome our guest. She's still quite humorous.
Wait, how did this How did this not start? Oh, it started at the beginning again? Let me start. Sorry. I thought it was a little weird that he was saying that at the beginning. There we go.
And I said, who am I going to show it to? You know, we have a lot of guys. You know, they'll say it didn't exist.
And just get ready for a lot of fake, like forced laughter to make it seem like what this guy's saying is in any way, shape, or form funny.
And I actually did have such confidence in him. And he's really a very special guy, talented guy, good guy, great guy. And I said, you know, if I'm going to show it, let's do it with Gutfeld.
That's amazing.
All right. So NYC Wise Person 45 says, at Boston Brian Live, you are partisan and biased. Correct. I have no notes. No notes. I am extremely, extremely biased. I don't vote for adjudicated rapists. I don't vote for felons. I don't vote for people that have been known to not let African Americans stay in the places that they own. I don't vote for somebody that literally upped the drone striking and killing of civilians about 300% after Obama had already increased it to a level that was disgusting. So yep, right, correct. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here.
It's amazing.
Because it happened right after.
Yeah, how did you get him to see the top of your ear?
Well, I sat.
Christ. So it's Tyrus, Donald Trump, Gret Gutfeld, Kat something is her name. I forget what her name is, and then some other person.
I sat in a low chair.
Okay, thank you.
But you know,
Okay, so Tyrus here, I think he's about 6'8", 325 pounds. Can we all just take a look at how small he makes Donald Trump look? Mr. 6'3", 200 and what? What's he say he is 215 pounds or some bullshit? All right. Can we just take a look at how small this man is compared to Tyrus? What I say is all opinion and no fact. All right. So hit me with something. Rebuke me. Give me a, hold on. Give me a, what do we call it here? Give me
Stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal. Refutal or a rebuttal?
Give me a rebuttal in the comments of something that I have said that was untrue, something that was not factual, and then we can go from there, my friend. We'll just we'll have a conversation on something that you could call out. I've been on for what? At least an hour and a half now, so there must be something that you could point to specifically that I've said that was not true, and I'd be glad to discuss it with you.
You know what? It was true, and I took the bandages off very carefully. Yeah. And I showed him. He said, "That's nasty."
Yes,
that was nasty. But
I kind of wanted to touch it, but I knew I would have been tackled.
Greg said he wanted to touch Donald Trump's ear.
And I would have enjoyed it. But it's interesting to see the response to this second attempt. Every time you're under a bigger threat, the media still blames you even more.
Yeah.
It's almost as though they don't see their own role in this. What do you make? Have you just basically accepted this as a fact?
I think so, yeah. Look, the media.
I don't believe anybody's blaming him. I just think they are saying the reason for this is Donald Trump's inflammatory rhetoric when he calls, immigrants vermin, when he says they're poisoning the blood of our country, when he calls Kamala Harris a fascist, a Marxist, a communist, when he says that we're not going to have a country anymore, when he says we're on the verge of World War III. These are things that are absolutely inflammatory and can be characterized as stochastic terrorism, which means that somebody at some point might take these things to heart, and if you're crazy enough or have access to weapons, they will act upon that, and somebody will get hurt.
Is extremely dishonest, extremely corrupt, actually. Look at the debate. I walked off. I said, that's debate. They said I'm the GOAT in debates because I had a lot of debates.
No, don't think anybody said that, really.
And I became president, and the GOAT means greatest of all time.
Yeah, thanks, Gramps. Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
He's a GOAT. But what a great stage. And I walked off that stage, and I thought I had the best debate. And I was very...
Did you, though? Did you really? Did you really? Would this come out at the best?
They're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Does that normally come out at the best debate you've ever had, sir?
very unfairly treated by the anchor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fans of those guys anymore. And his hair was better 5 years ago than it is now.
Says the guy, what did they call it? I think it looks like the grass that was under the kiddie pool all summer. Like if you took that grass, the dead grass that's been under the pool all summer when you remove the pool for the winter, like that grass, and you stuck it on top of Donald Trump's head. I think that's what they said it looked like. I think that's what they said it looks like.
Okay, that happens. That happens with the clock.
I mean, who among us?
That happens with the clock. But,
Try not to fall off your chair, Greg. Try not to fall off your chair.
you know, they came at me on everything like crime.
Yeah.
I said the crime is rampant. He said crime is down. I said crime is down. Who would think it's without even knowing?
Statistics, data, the people that study these things, you know, for the last, I don't know, long time.
And I was right.
Mm-hmm.
The following day, DOJ announced numbers. I don't know who it was in DOJ, but somebody over there.
I've still yet to put my finger on these numbers that he's citing here. I've still yet to see any release from the Trump campaign showing evidence of what he's talking about here.
That likes me. Mm-hmm. That crime is up 45%, murders up, numbers like you wouldn't even believe.
Yeah, because I have no idea. Just going to make something up, but you wouldn't believe it if I did.
And anybody would know that without even seeing charts, but it turned out to be a false attack. They attacked.
It turned out to be a false attack.
The bloodbath. That was referring to the auto. A false attack. They attacked the bloodbath. That was.
They attack the word the bloodbath. Good English. You got good English, dude.
Referring to the auto industry.
Right.
You know all these things.
Yeah.
Charlottesville was totally debunked by everybody, including Laura. Laura did a whole show on it, how it's so ridiculous.
And even Snopes, which is a left.
That's right.
Site.
They even said.
Yeah, no, it's Snoops, Greg. Sorry. Can you get it right? It's Snoops. Thank you. Not Snopes. Donald Trump calls it Snoops.
But all of them, and they didn't correct her once, and they corrected me everything I said practically. And I think 9 times.
No, not 9 times. I think it was 4 times. I think it was 4 times, not 9 times, not more than double the amount of times that actually happened. Greg, you going to correct him on that one, sir?
Or 11 times. And the audience was absolutely, they went crazy.
So yeah, can I get that one? Let me just
times or 11 times. And the audience was absolutely, they went crazy.
So about that, there was no fucking audience at the debate. It was you, Kamala Harris, the 2 presenters, and a bunch of fucking cameras. There was no audience. Did you just lose your fucking shit? How many minutes in here? 9 minutes and 49 seconds into the Greg Gutfeld fucking show, sir? Is that where your mind finally decided to fucking leak out the back of your ears? Because what in the fuck are you talking about?
And the real, I thought it was, I walked off, I said, that was a great debate. I loved it. You know, you got a lot of people.
Does anybody actually think that's what took place?
I guess we had 75 million people watching, something like that. And you have to do well. You can't do badly. For instance, Biden didn't do so well in the previous debate because I had the 2 debates. I had one. We actually had 2 debates. You know, I had one against a man, and then they said, he's not doing well. Take him out, put in a new one. And if she doesn't do well, I wonder if they're going to take her out. Just keep putting it. Let's see if we can get it right eventually. No, but a thing like that's never happened before. It's never, you know, it's like a fighter. He knows more about fighting, but I love the fighting. We love Dana White all.
I think he was a wrestler. Not exactly fighting. Form of fighting, I guess.
Those guys. Dana is great.
Well, your
right?
history in boxing is second to none.
I'm more Mike Tyson fights than anybody. Yep. Mike is.
Yeah, spit some knowledge, dude. Hit us with some of the facts and fucking history of the boxing game. Go ahead. Spit some fucking game, dude.
Great, and they're all great. And they're, you know, amazing people, really. It's a very hard thing to be a fighter. Number one, you have to be able to take hundreds.
punches
of shots to the face within a couple of rounds. And
yep, typically on the, you know, the tax of a boxer is to take a punch normally. Good. Go, come on, go ahead. Let's go.
enjoy going out for the fifth round.
Yes.
You know, there aren't a lot of guys. A lot of great athletes have tried to be fighters. It doesn't work out so well. Very rarely does it work out.
What the fuck are you talking about? Example. Just one for me, please.
But this was something that was a very special moment. I thought this was a tremendous debate. And when you look at it, you know, it's interesting. Now that they're reviewing it, it was all word salad from her. The first question, I said, what kind of an answer is that? But the fake news said, oh, she did well. No matter what you do, if I were Winston Churchill, he was a great debater, by the way.
Watched a ton of those Winston Churchill debates, have you? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And people want to vote this in as president. This is what they want for president. You know, because you can just, I'm sure you can look up a ton of these debates that they have over there in the UK, you know, in Parliament. I mean, you could say he was a good orator, right? But a debater? Come on now.
If I were an elegant debater, if I were Winston Churchill, they would say, well, he was okay, but he wasn't special tonight. That was the kind of stuff.
You were
And they
exactly
were
the
saying-
same as the previous debate. That's what, if you
Yeah,
look at it, there was.
I think so.
Yeah.
How, what? How is he the exact same as the debate before? How is that? What do you mean by that? What, like fucking off his rocker, incoherent, and rambling? I'll go with that. Actually. I'll go with that.
Yeah, there was no difference.
I actually wanted that attitude. You know, I've
Yeah.
had different attitudes, right?
Yeah.
And you never
I got different attitude. This fucking guy.
know about debate. It's a little like Mike Tyson said. He said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. And there's a lot of truth to that, right?
No, yeah. I mean, you walked in, you caught three before you even said hello to you.
Right. Like when she walked over and shook his hand, that's what really threw him off. Because I'm pretty sure within 30 seconds of her talking about his crowd sizes, he was talking about cats and dogs being eaten. I think that's all it took, 30 seconds, and he was rattled.
Well, I mean, I had people telling me that I'm wrong about things where I'm totally right. I was right
Because you're wrong. You're just blatantly wrong.
about just about all of that stuff that they were correcting me. And I think my own.
Oh, good point, Jupiter Judy. Oh, no, was it Jupiter? Yeah, it was Jupiter. Donald Trump has never been punched in his life the worst he's had when his father dumped mashed potatoes on his head during a Thanksgiving dinner because he got out of hand. This is from Mary Trump. Maybe you should read her book or listen to some of her podcasts. That is from Trump's niece. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate it. And I've absolutely heard some of her stories, and I've seen some of the interviews she's done, and some of the first-hand account that she's got. I mean, clearly, Mr. Bone Spurs here, Dr. Nunt, Mr. I've never been in a fight in my entire life or gotten my hands dirty in any shape or form is obviously not going to sit here and lecture us on fighting or boxing or anything like that. Don't you worry.
Only regret is that I wanted to be elegant and I didn't want to go after the.
You know what? The word that comes to mind right off the bat every time I witness or see Donald Trump is definitely elegant, right? I'm sure everybody comes to terms with that, and everybody thinks of the same thing when they see Donald Trump. Like, that is an elegant man with shit coming out of his pants. What an elegant, sweaty mess that looks like a fucking decomposing orange left out in the sun in Florida.
The anchors. I wish I did, in a way.
Yes. That's our job. We took care of them. We got
We got to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back.
We do, because Donald Trump has to use the bathroom. We'll be right back. We'll skip the commercial. All right, we're back.
Can't quit Donald Trump. Roll it.
You thought about the possibility he might use the power of the federal government against you personally?
Yeah, I have, but I'm confident in the fact that he's coming after you first.
Clooney should get out of politics and go back to television.
You're stupid.
You could be president. Do you ever think about anything like that?
No.
Huh.
Really, never?
No.
Why? I wouldn't
Good for them to play this.
make a good president.
You don't think you'd be good?
I wouldn't really pass.
Didn't age well for either of them. So, Mr. Trump, the thing that I think my theory is that famous people don't.
Come on, Greg, get it together. What's your question? Here,
like
please?
it when their fame is put in proper perspective, when it's dwarfed by somebody with more.
Look at the fucking papers he's got in front of him. The guy's got a fucking 3-ring binder worth of papers for a fucking 39-minute fucking interview with Donald Trump.
Or fame. So they prefer to be on the hierarchy of fame. They want to be on top. I notice a lot of these guys, it's an emotional response to the fact that you're bigger, more well-known. Does that make sense?
Well,
no, not at all. Is there a question in there anyway?
I know some of them, and like Howard, I was on Howard Stern show as much as anybody, and he was.
Yeah, I think that's where you told everybody that you went backstage at your beauty pageant so that you could check out the naked girls, because that's what you do as an owner, and you could do that. Isn't that what you said that on Howard Stern, I believe, right? The underage girls that were naked sometimes in the beauty pageant, so you'd go in the background and like I think that was Howard Stern.
Was great at that time, and then he went woke.
Yeah.
And since he's gone woke, his ratings have gone down the tubes, and he sort of went anti-Trump for a couple of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on his show a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, he has a best of. Did you ever see the best of Howard Stern? I don't want to promote it necessarily, but and I was there for just about all of them. The best of. We had good shows. He was good, but he's changed, and he doesn't do the ratings anymore.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to. He's almost finished. Kat, do you remember Howard Stern?
No, but you've been on every show. I mean, you've been on TV a lot.
A lot of shows.
I mean, would you rule out? I'm not saying now, but would you ever rule out doing reality TV again?
What? The guy's 150 fucking 3 years old. He can barely get around the golf course, and he's carted around like a fucking beached whale. When the guys, we're going to be, I don't think he's got that much time left, Kat. Not going to lie to you.
Like, what about hosting Love Island?
So, I had The Apprentice for 12 years.
Oh, I know.
14 seasons, but 12 years, a lot of time. They wanted to renew me for 5 years. They were all set to do it, and I didn't want to do it. I wanted to run for, I said I wanted.
Oh, fuck this guy. All right, I think we get the picture. Just another disastrous fucking week. And he sat down with Hannity. He sat down with Newsmax. And I know you've probably seen that covered on other shows. I'm trying not to repeat anything that you've seen. I've done as much homework and research as I can of what other people have played. And, I don't want to make you sit through anything twice. But what I do want to talk about, let me see if I can pull it up on my email here. Actually, I don't think I have to. Let me do this. I'm going to just, that's what it was. And I do a poll. Oh, that's not what I want either. Amber, bear with me. There we go. Just a sad story. And I think it's something that we need to highlight here. Let's see here. There was Bloomberg, The Guardian, The National Review. And then what was the major one? ProPublica. Here we go. So it's a sad story of an example of what Republicans are causing in this country, right? These are the outcomes of some of the policies put in place in some of the red states or in some of the states around this country that are affecting women's lives, that are affecting the health care of women when they're pregnant or when they're trying to have an abortion. So this is the sad story of Amber Nicole Thurman, who sadly passed away in 2022, but it was just recently ruled that this death was preventable, which I think was very obvious to anybody involved in this situation or anybody that had any knowledge of this situation. But I think highlighting things like this and showing women exactly what can happen, if, and this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. If Donald Trump were to ever get back in that White House and have any sort of control over this country and the policies and the governors in these states and what they're going to enact, then, God knows where this could lead. But I think they have a little So basically, in the final hours, Amber Nicole Thurman suffered from a grave infection that her suburban Atlanta hospital is well equipped to treat. She'd taken an abortion pills and encountered a rare complication that had not expelled all of the fetal tissue from her body. She showed up at Piedmont Henry Hospital in need of routine procedure to clear it from her uterus called dilation and curettage, or DNC. But just in the, can you see this? I just want to make sure you can see this. Yeah, you can see this. What do you say? What's everybody saying? Yeah, we got there was no audience. Of course there was no audience. Of course there was no audience. We got 13 minutes left. I want to make sure I have time to thank everybody that's contributed. Anybody that sent a super chat, super sticker, bought a t-shirt, sent a Venmo, Cash App, anything like that. If you're not in the position to do any of those things, don't worry about it. You can like, share, subscribe, comment on the video, share it out to your friends and family. That helps just as much. I do appreciate it. But again, there is, hold on, let me go back here. I think we'll get a better idea. This might be a little better to watch. Let's see, ProPublica put out a little, let's see if I can find it now. I don't know why everything's different on the computer. Maybe it's this one.
Amber Thurman died.
Yep, here we go. Let me make this bigger for you so you can see it. I'm in the way of the lady, but you'll be able to hear the video. So here we go. Started from the beginning.
Amber Thurman died in 2022 after she was unable to get a legal abortion in Georgia and did not receive timely medical care. The state's Maternal Mortality Review Committee recently concluded that her death was preventable. Amber showed up at the Piedmont Henry Hospital after she'd taken abortion pills and experienced a rare complication. She had not expelled all of the fetal tissue from her body. She was in need of a DNC, a routine procedure to clear the tissue from her uterus. But just that summer, her state criminalized the procedure. Any doctor who violated the new law could face up to a decade in prison. Amber waited in pain in
So these hospitals are able to perform these procedures. They're well equipped to perform these procedures, but the doctors are so scared that they're going to be criminally prosecuted for performing any of these procedures that these women are literally just left out in the cold to die. Like, that's not an exaggeration. That's not hyperbole. Literally left outside to die because these doctors are afraid of criminal prosecution or under direct threat of criminal prosecution if they were to perform these procedures, these life-saving procedures, the procedure that absolutely would have saved this woman's life.
a hospital bed as doctors monitored her infection spreading, her blood pressure sinking, and her organs beginning to fail. It took doctors 20 hours to finally operate. By then, it was too late. Amber was an otherwise healthy 28-year-old medical assistant and mother of a 6-year-old son. She had just moved into her own apartment with a gated community and a pool and had plans to enroll in nursing school. She would have turned 31 this week. ProPublica reached out to the hospital and to the doctors involved with Amber's care. They did not explain their thinking or why they decided to wait to perform a DNC. A committee of experts said that in Amber's case, the delay had a large impact. If she had received the DNC right away, there was a good chance that she would have survived. The Food and Drug Administration approved mifepristone, or the abortion pill, 25 years ago. So there's an extensive record of safety with this drug. Out of nearly 6 million women who've taken it, 32 deaths were reported through 2022.
And we've heard many times from many Republican politicians that they really do intend on banning any mifepristone, any over-the-counter, anything that can be shipped out, any abortion pills, anything that has anything to do with women, having the right to choose what they do with their own body. They're going to take that away from you. That's exactly what they want to do.
Of those, 11 involved deadly infections. Amber had to drive out of state to North Carolina to receive the pills. Amber's case marks the first time an abortion-related death, officially deemed preventable, is coming to public light. Amber and a second woman, Candy Miller, who also died in Georgia in 2022, died because they couldn't access legal abortion or timely medical care.
In 2024 in the United States of America, guys, in 2024 in the United States of America, we have women dying needlessly because the politicians in this country have set forth policies that would hold doctors criminally responsible for saving lives. Like, I wish there was an easier way to put that. I wish there was a more, a less egregious way, a less, offensive way to put that. But that is exactly what's going on, as you've heard in these stories here. 31 years old, 6-year-old child. Now that child has no mother because she had to drive to another state because the doctors in her state were too scared to perform the procedure. And she's not these aren't the only stories. These are the stories that are now coming to light because it was deemed preventable. But God knows how many of these situations are happening on a day-to-day basis that we don't hear about. The women don't want it put out in the press, or the families don't want it put out in the news. No, they're just gonna make sure that these companies know that if they were to manufacture these and sell these in any way, that they will be punished, they will be prosecuted, and that will take care of that. If you go right for the manufacturers of them, and then that takes care of that one right there. You know what I mean? To something that has been well studied, that has been well researched, that has been around for a long enough time that we know that it's safe, and the people that actually are in these industries and in these situations would not be sending these things out if it wasn't safe, which is 100% against everything that Republicans are saying. So I hate to end on a story like this, but if we don't continue to make people realize how serious these situations are, and this election isn't a joke, and that this election isn't about just keeping Donald Trump out of the White House for shits and giggles, and that the only thing that matters is Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump, because down ballot matters the same, if not matters more than who we put in as president of the United States. Because if we don't get the White House, the House, the Senate, whichever one we have a better chance at, I know we're not going to get them all. I think the Senate is out of reach. One of the two is out of reach. I'm having a mind fart at this point right now, but if we don't make sure that we stack our win, right? We don't leave Kamala Harris out there in the wind with a Republican Senate and a Republican House, where it is now, we're back to square one, where all they are trying to do is stop any policies enacted by Democrats and Kamala Harris. We have to make sure that these down ballots races are also getting our Democratic vote. That's hugely important, hugely important. More stories like this will make a difference in the 60s and 70s. Hold on, Wes, going too fast. More stories like this will make a difference in the 60s and 70s. Back alley abortion deaths started getting publicized. Dads throwing their pregnant daughters down the stairs, type of thing. Yeah, I mean, the more public awareness we have, right, I think the more public outrage we'll have, because I don't think the United States or the American people will stand for things like this happening if they know it's happening in their fucking backyards or on their front doorsteps.
In their state. You can read on our website our past reporting about how abortion bans have delayed medical treatment for patients with pregnancy complications. Head to the link in our bio to read our full investigation into Amber's death.
So that's ProPublica. So if you want to learn more about that case, if you want to learn more about their research and reporting on that, you can go to ProPublica and check out that story. Type in Amber Nicole Thurman. It's 2022. But they would just, it's been recently found that it was obviously preventable, which is just an absolute shame. It's something that should not happen in this country or any other country for that matter in 2024. We are more than well equipped. We have more than enough resources and capabilities to make sure that this doesn't happen to any women in this country. Nor should they have to drive to another state to have this happen, because who knows what happens in the time it takes to drive to that other state. Complications may arise, which then complicate and make it even more difficult for whatever symptoms they have, whatever complications they have, to be alleviated. But it's really, really important that we realize what the stakes actually are in this election and what we are really fighting for. This isn't like, just calling Trump out on YouTube and making sure that we don't have to hear him anymore. This goes a lot deeper than that. We're talking about women having rights. We're talking about LGBTQIA rights. We're talking about transgender rights. We're talking about moving this country forward. We're talking about, lowering the prices of goods, making it more affordable for people to own a home, that type of stuff, making sure that people are being helped in the right situations, that our homeless are being taken care of, that our veterans are being taken care of, that we have an impact around the world, that we are doing what we need to do and backing our allies and making sure that, countries around the world are not being threatened by tyrants like China, like North Korea, by Russia, that sort of thing. And that's why we're here fighting. So I know we only got a couple minutes before you guys kick off. So let me make sure I thank everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. Kirk, thank you so much. Hello from Minnesota. LWD, appreciate you 4 months. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Hey, Graham, how are you? Hey, plumbers, water is dead. Did I have that one? Do I have water is dead? Is it in this
Gavin Newsom is going to sign those papers. And if he doesn't sign those papers, we won't give him money to put out all his fires.
No, that's just where he threatens Californians to let them burn. I don't think I tried putting that one in. Oh, here, hold on.
Water coming here is dead. The water coming here is dead.
I did have it. I just didn't put it up top. My fault. Thank you, Graham. Appreciate you reminding me. Let me put that up top now.
The water coming here is dead.
Yeah, the water coming here is dead. The water coming here is dead, sir. All right, let's go here. Real Bill P. Appreciate you. Let's vote blue all the way down ballot. As I was just saying, good timing with that one, Bill. Hi, Angela. Hi, everyone. Can we discuss the importance of holding the United States Senate so that a Democratic president can fill the judicial vacancies? As I was saying, great timing for these comments. Great timing. A huge importance to make sure that we win as many seats in both of the houses as possible. That's all. Thank you, Barkley. Appreciate you, brother. Kimberly, thank you so much for the $20. Very nice of you. I appreciate you being here. I hope you guys enjoy the chat. I hope you guys enjoy the show. I'm sorry if my voice is a little raspy today. Like I said, I haven't been feeling great. Thank you, Patrick. Happy Sunday. Thanks for the show, Brian, and the mods. You guys are all wicked awesome. I appreciate you. I think the chat's awesome. Kathy, thank you so much. Turn up the audio, please. I apologize. I hope I did. Ticket girl, let's go. Vote blue all the way. And check your registration. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Sally S. Email info-specialist@tuskegeeairmen.org to request speaker from tuskegeeairmen.org. 60 to 90 days advance would be great. Hold on. Let me see if I can take a picture of that. Because if I don't, I'm going to lose it. How fantastic would that be? And I know we're running out of time. I'm sorry. But how fantastic would that be to have either a representative or an actual Tuskegee Airman on the show to talk about his experiences, to talk about the importance of what we're living through now and what the meaning of what they fought for in World War II means to him now and what they think is happening to the democracy that they fought and risked their lives for. So thank you, Sally. I appreciate that so much. Patrick, again. Wes, let's go for the Ray Bork. Get better quick. Lucky that you are a youngster. Not that young. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Phil. Wes, thank you, buddy. Phil, thank you, Phil, for the $5 super sticker. Kristen, excuse me. Love blunt politics. Brian, support democracy. Vote blue top to bottom. Amen. Sally coming back at it again. JD, Mark, as usual. You guys are fucking fantastic. Thank you, JD, for the 5 gifted. Thank you, Mark, for the 5 gifted. Thank you, Tony, for the buck. Bust a buck and try your luck, says Tony. Brian Taylor became a member. Thank you, B-Dog. Kristen, again. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Oh, man. Hopefully nobody clips that one. That was a bad look. Thank you, Moms. Appreciate you. JD, thank you for the 99. Let's go. Blue 99. Jess, how are you? Hello, Brian. Hope your head goes away. Man, I hope my head stays where it is. I hope my headache goes away, though, which is, I'm assuming, what you were saying. But thank you. Tell Danny I said hello. Tell Tegan I said hello. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you. Appreciate you. I think we're on time. 101 we finished. 101 we finished. Right? Let's fucking go. And then patreon.com/BostedBrian. We have our October dates to be released. We're going to figure out when the VIP chat is and when the the general population Zoom is, so we can show you that. There's obviously our t-shirts at getdemshirts.myshopify, which are fucking fantastic. Hold on. Let me show my modeling skills. Right there. Look at that. Keep calm and Kamala on. Stop Project 2025. Vote blue. We got mugs, sweatshirts, hoodies, fucking stickers. We got it all down there. It's fucking fantastic. And it's all because of Mel. I take absolutely no credit for that whatsoever. But yeah, make sure you guys are contributing. It's the only way we're going to grow. We are almost to 7,500. I got several hundred new subscribers thanks to the Midas Touch video that I put out. So if you haven't checked that out yet, MidasTouch.com, you can go to playlist, look up Boston Brian, and all of my Midas Touch videos will be there. I appreciate you guys doing that. What else? So yeah, anybody that's new, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe. And a lot of people watch, don't subscribe. I don't know why. It's not, maybe people think it's not free. But if you hit that subscribe button right underneath me, it's free. You can hit the bell, tells you when I go live. If you want to be a channel member for less than $2 a month, you can hit the join button right below me. Again, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Hope your team does well today, because mine did not on Thursday night at all. Not even close. So I'll see you guys next week. Like I said, I think next week we'll continue 11, and then the week after, I think we'll stop stepping on everybody's toes. How about that? That sounds good to you guys? Sounds good to you? I appreciate it. And again, anybody watching that has had to hop away from somebody else that they were watching, I really do apologize. It's absolutely not on purpose. And like I said, YouTube's good like that. It's always up there. You don't necessarily have to catch it live. You can catch it whenever you want. So again, anybody's toes that I am stepping on, I do apologize. I love you guys. Until next week, I will see you guys later. Said Hut Blue 42. Blue 42. Said Hut.
Stupid people. When I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it. No, they're just getting acclimated. You know what that means, acclimated? People came in illegally from 168 different countries. Most people don't know there's that many countries. There's more than that. The water coming here is dead. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And Gavin Newsom is going to sign those papers. And if he doesn't sign those papers, we won't give him money to put out all his fires. And we're a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat. We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel. And all I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. You know what uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons and other things, like lots of things are done with uranium, including some bad things. Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was. The Battle of Gettysburg, what an unbelievable, I mean, it was so much and so interesting and so vicious and horrible and so beautiful in so many different ways. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country. Gettysburg, wow. I go to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania to look and to watch. Never fight uphill, me boys, never fight uphill. They were fighting uphill. He said, wow, that was a big mistake. He lost his great general. And our army manned the air. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
The population in Thailand is 63 million people. It is twice the size of Wyoming. Its chief exports are textiles, footwear, and rice. Each year, approximately 13,000
Thank you so much,
people
mods.
are
I
killed
appreciate you
in car
guys. Thank you very
accidents
much.
in
Rocks, Turpy, Andrea, anybody that I'm missing today. Appreciate you guys so much. Mark, you guys are the best. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys smash the like on the way out. Please make sure you guys subscribe. I will see you next week. I love you. I love you.
know, they're just getting acclimated. You know what that means, acclimated? They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
You know, he wanted to debate. If we didn't have a debate, he'd still be there. Can you imagine if we didn't have a debate? Why the hell did I debate him?
You know what uranium is, right? It's a thing called nuclear weapons and other things. Like lots of things are done with uranium, including some bad things.
This week it was reported that an illegal athlete, and you just look at this, what's happening.